So let me give you a little bit more specifics about what go into each of the 6 boxes according to Gilbert. If we'll look down, okay, so again in the top row, and I've expanded this out, the top row is what the organization supplies. It's the information, resources, and incentives boxes. Within those boxes, the first one is that, in fact, we have the expected outcomes, behaviors, and standards that are very clear to everyone. Secondly, clear and relevant guides describe the work process and procedures. Thirdly, relevant performance metrics are tracked. Fourth, relevant and frequent performance feedback is received. Underline 2 points. Point number one is that not only do we need to be clear about what people need to produce, it should be an outcome-based language. Secondly, it should be prioritized. No fair giving somebody 15 things they have to accomplish, but then expecting them to figure it out. As you know, help sit down with them and help them understand what your priorities are as manager. Now, back into what we're talking about today, we're talking about doing it ourselves. So these are questions we need to ask. If you're not clear on the priority, which of these come first, second, third, fourth, fifth, then that's something you need to get clear with your manager. And remember also that feedback can be the conversation that we have with our manager or with others. That's usually how we use the term in performance improvement language. All feedback is information relative to the performance. So however you get that, you gotta have it. Okay. In the resources box, we can break those down into the materials, tools, time needed to do the job correctly. Now, in today's world, oftentimes time is the most precious resource. You can't go, and fit 15 things into a time allotment that'll only allow for 10. So do be sure to make sure you have enough time. The processes that are in fact used, the procedures to accomplish those are effective and efficient. The physical work environment itself is safe, clean, organized, and otherwise conducive. And this is where culture comes into. This is part of your work environment. Is it the kind of culture that supports the work that we need to do? Don't neglect that. That can either add to or detract from your ability to get the job done. Finally, the incentives. The incentives include the financial and non-financial incentives that are consistently provided, contingent upon performance. There are learning and growth opportunities. These are solid incentives. In fact, some of the research says that now learning and growth opportunities may be the most important, most powerful incentive, particularly to the new generations in the workforce. The management system solicits input and allows for appropriate levels of autonomy. Okay, that is also an incentive. People want to have some control. They want to have some say-so. They want to have a sense of power. Well, okay, that needs to be supplied. And the overall work environment provides a sense of belonging and an expectation of success. Okay, that's our top row, information, resources, and incentives. That's what the organization must supply. These are the kind of things that you need to talk over with your manager if you're not seeing, if you're seeing gaps in any of these areas. Okay, so the next set, the individual factors, these are what you supply, what you bring to the game. Now, this may sponsor a conversation around it, but first, knowledge and skills. The performer, that is you. You have the knowledge, skill, and confidence for exemplary performance. You're properly placed within the organizational structure to use and share what you know. And you've been cross-trained to fulfill or support other roles as needed. This is oftentimes where gaps can happen is, yeah, I'm doing my primary role well, but I'm not able to support other people, and that's part of my job expectations also. So within the capability, this is you have the capacity to learn, you have the mental, physical, emotional capacity to do the work well. You're recruited and selected based on technical ability, teamwork, virtues, and cultural fit. Now, if you find that all other things being equal, the other factors seem to be strong, but you laser in on a capability gap. Wow, this is a hard one. What it means is you're not really set up to do what's expected. So if you have opportunity, the best thing for you for your long-term health and growth and success is to go have a conversation and see where else in the organization you can move to, what other roles you can take on, because this one is not for you. Finally, the motivation piece. What can you look at in terms of your own motivation? The performer's needs align with what the role supplies. In other words, you're getting paid enough based upon what you need in order to make things work. You see the work as meaningful. It aligns with your values. You experience growth and foresee future growth. You experience autonomy, that is, some sense of control, the ability to make decisions within the role that you have. You experience competence, and you trust the measurement and reward system. As I pointed out in the flip chart conversation we had just a little bit earlier, you don't need to, if you're finding a gap in that area of motivation. This isn't just, oh, I got to find the motivation. No, laser in. What aspect of this job, me versus this job, is demotivating? Which of those beliefs are unclear for me? And that may sponsor either some action on your part or a productive conversation with your manager. Let's see. There we go. And